Hello and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration and Krastorio 2. Today I think we are going to start on the next biological science. I think that's probably the most productive we can be right now. I'm not 100% sure though, but we need to keep advancing in the science department if we can. So first, we're gonna do a couple of things here. I do want these octagons to get finished at some point. So let's put more of these out here. Put that one there. And then that. Okay, so they have a little bit of stuff to work with here, which is great. Now, to make the next science, right, we should be getting this for 5% free productivity from science. Then we need biological catalog, bioscrubber, and biological science. I almost clicked that away. Let's not do that, because what I really want access to right now is the advanced chemical plant. This would make a big difference for us. Kinda want to get this out of the way as well. Okay, we do have a couple of these here as well. Now the question here very quickly becomes, how do I want to do this science? So what do we need for the next science? We're gonna need bioscrubbers, which we don't have. Significant data we do have. Broad biological catalog requires a bunch of stuff from the other one. And experimental biomass, which is back to this kind of thing. It's not wildly complicated. But I would like to do something about this, if possible. Do have 50k stone. I'd really like that to all these sciences to become train-based eventually. Question is, do we wait a little bit with that, since everything is dependent on things that we already have? I think we have to. We have to start from the ground up later anyway. If we wanted to do that, we'd have to do Biological Science 1 elsewhere, right? We're kind of struggling with this because of genetic data. We're kind of struggling with this because of these. And that goes back to advanced circuits, which are not doing anything because of glass still. So you didn't catch up yet. Can I do anything about this? I mean, I can. I could double this up. Right? That would be pretty easy at this point. I mean, it's either that, or we have to bite the bullet on that thing I'm not sure we should be doing. But that would kind of fix our glass issues. No, it wouldn't. Because it would still only be 2 blue belts. Okay. I think we have to fix that first. Let's see if we can double glass up here. I'm getting so distracted, but if we don't have red circuits, we're not gonna have science. End of story, so... This is a pretty pressing issue. So let's go down here. I don't like the fact that that's a thing. $420, too much. Okay. So this would be more than enough. So in terms of blue, one of these builds would be very much satisfied. Let's do this. yet. Okay. Nice save there, my friend. Okay, good. 420 is more than enough. How much blue belt do we even have? I'm like, should I be getting blue belt everywhere? Probably not yet. Let's take this up here. So wait for that to drain. And put some blue belt there. Okay, my construction bots are not particularly fast. We also don't have too many modules in stock of anything. Very close to that, but until red circuits... Finally, we're getting some glass in here. I mean, we probably also just want to do that, right? Okay. Stone is coming. I think probably unloading faster here would also help. Take this out. That ain't needed. I don't think that's needed either. I'm gonna be completely honest. I really hate how this plays out. Okay, let's do that. and that, and that. Then we'll do this. Put one of these here, up, and up. This will go here, I think. I'm just gonna do that for no reason whatsoever. And now I ended up rebuilding the whole thing instead. And we'll place those there. Put that there. This here, down, down, you jump there. Or maybe not. Let's just keep this here, shall we? Like so. There we go. Then we need a little bit of power here. Because I thought it was such a good idea to just remove that. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Can probably do a sweep here again. Man, I should have aligned these so I can just stamp them out and drag. That would have made this process a lot easier. Okay. But that's going. Did I miss one? This one definitely. There we go. Okay, so this is starting to work fairly well. This is, in terms of blue transport belts, not full, which is okay. This still makes 5,000 glass per minute. By consuming pretty much 4,000 stone per minute. It's a fuck ton. How are we doing up here? This mine is doing quite well. How are we doing on advanced circuits? And you have 27k. We've already put better modules in here. So I can't really do anything better about that as of right now. Ooh, copper is missing. Right. This is completely dead. We can take our nice deconstruction thing. Just send this. Boom. Activating half of our bots, basically. Let's replace our glass train with a train that's faster while we're at it. It's also gonna carry a little bit more, but I don't think that's super relevant. Yeah, we've been pretty hard stuck on 5k for a while. Speaking of, I wanted to see this statistic. So we have spent 62 million stone so far in this playthrough. It's double the amount of iron and copper ore. Actually also spent 20 million core fragments, which is very interesting because we technically pretty recently started mining them. Like I don't think we'll catch up, but core fragments definitely a thing here. So can I tell you to go there? Circuit condition, please. Stone does get delivered quickly here. And that will get constructed soon. Okay, and you went here. That is a good choice. It's still gonna take maybe 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes to fill a train fully with the speed that we are making it right now. Unless it's stacked up here, but it probably isn't. Okay, we have to wait a little bit for that. Okay, we're really close now. We are really close. We do have some biological science. Is there anything we should be getting? 5 extra slots for our inventory, or 100 science. That's not a bad trade. 20. Let's just get these. And this. So that's just gonna wait for the equipment. There's no need for me to stand around here. We can actually go up to space again. We have fixed glass. Okay, nice. We now have physical projectile damage increase, which will really help us. I didn't check the difference now, but we're doing more than 100 damage per shot. It's definitely a pretty significant increase there. Let's see if we can melt these before they do a lot of damage. So in terms of replacing the stone walls with steel walls, we are about halfway there right now. Where the hell are you going? Are you going here? It looks like it. Not bad. Not bad. That didn't do a lot of damage. That did not do a lot of damage. Okay. Next science for our lovely biological science. Let's put that here. Let's put some of this here. Okay. Let's go here. You're almost finished, yeah? You haven't even unloaded yet. Takes a while for this to unload when it's that amount. You already have 45k. You are sending that. Biological science 2. You're still gonna get junk data cards. And you still want this here. That's gonna start being at the maximum length, I think. So, biological insight we need. We also need significant data. This is one of those that need an additional belt. So you need biological science pack. One. And you need broad biological catalog. And you need bioscrubbers. Perfect. And we need some more power. Okay, you need to be in there. And we take that out. We take this out. Okay, and now we're missing stone again. Because this went somewhere else. This ain't ready. And this train is probably not ready either. Okay, it's going down now. There should be a couple more of these that we can get out of the way. So let's send those. Now we need broad catalog. Okay, you can actually make twice the amount. I'm just gonna let this be for now. We'll take this. We'll put that here. This is gonna be broad catalog. Let's see how many we can make here. any reasonable things to unlock here? This would be decent, not really needed. Wide area beacon. 500. Laser artillery turret. Spidertron would also be kinda cool. Oh, we can get this out of the way as well. I mean, we have compact beacon as well. 2 tiles. Let's unlock that. How much astronomic science do we have? 6,000. Okay. So cargo safety and survivability would be good. And zone discovery. Triggers a random zone discovery when researched. Targeted. Okay. Range is good. Pylon substation. Distributes energy. 64 tile connection range. 64 by 64 supply area. This is not a particularly expensive item. The lithium sulfur batteries are not that bad. Okay, let's swap those around while we wait. How's the glass doing? Glass is doing fine. This is gonna get 80k. It's almost a full warehouse of glass, which is insane. It's almost 10 minutes of production. How are we doing with walls? 17k. Okay. Guess we need to save. This area up here is pretty badly attacked constantly. Same with this area up here. We'll do that. Okay. Right, it's actually this. Or maybe I selected that in the first place anyway. So we're gonna need 80, which means that we need 4 of these. 2, 3, and 4. Then we need to extend this and that. Get some inserters. And get some requester chests. There we go. Oof. I guess that was our vulcanite. That kinda sucks. I actually didn't check how we were doing on energy science. Okay, we have so much energy science that's pretty ridiculous. And with 65% productivity, right now we are getting 200 SPM. By spending 128. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. I don't think you have the correct beacons, so I'm gonna fly over there and fix that. Bots are up to 4K. Bots are up to 4K. But not doing super well. So we have a couple of different beacons then. We have wide area beacon and compact beacon. Can I see the difference? So we have the basic beacon. We have the compact beacon. And then we have the wide area beacon. So this is maximum module power of 4. Which is 8 modules. This is 15 modules, but 7.5 times module power. And then these. Ah. Interesting. This saves us beacon or modules for small builds. So we probably want both compact and wide area beacons. For example, here we could probably just do a wide area beacon to cover maybe even the whole build. Yeah. Like we could put it here and be pretty satisfied with that. Okay, now I don't know where the hell I put those. Somewhere in the desert? Well, there. Let's make sure we have a couple of those. Where are we making the other beacons? We're making them here. Compact. Wide area. Probably gonna want a bit more than 25. Let's put that there. We don't actually have energy control units. That's not particularly difficult. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, nice. And then back to biological science too. So we need biocombustion resistant data. 50. We need experimental genetic data. Biochemical resistance data. And biomechanical resistance data. Yes. So far, so good. Let's start with this. Well, we actually need experimental biomass first, which needs this. Made in a genetics facility, which I think is this. So if I take this build, and then we do this, and remove any requester chests that we have. You are not going to output that. So that's fine. Don't exactly know how many of these we need. But this here is doing pretty well. It can make 900 per minute if we really could. So we're going to need the nutrient vats for this. We're going to need experimental genetic data, which is something else. This is just biochemical data and genetics data in a genetics facility. Take that out. Take this in. This doesn't need this either. Requester chest. No, no. You only output that, thank you. You don't need that either. Put that there. And let's see. If this can be constructed soon. Kind of regret not having a bit of this in my my inventory. We're just gonna put that down there since we have a couple of extra slots now. You can make a lot of this provided you have the cards for it. Which you won't. But if you did, holy shit. Now this wall upgrade endeavor is straining our network. We are back to charging hell, basically. Oh, right, you actually need energy catalog. Hmm. Where am I making energy catalog here? We don't have insane amounts of this. Polarization data, is that this? Yep. And we're back to struggling with this, yeah. Let's remove this. I wish this could be a requester, but I don't think it can. So that would make trains really OP, right? Okay, so we do have experimental genetics data. So many new discovered things here. Yeah. Pressure cooking to coal. I don't understand why I would ever want to do that. Vita melange, but it's actually not this, it's that. Let's do 1k. How are we doing on novice with this? We're doing okay. We're doing okay. I just need to open the window. Be right back. 2 seconds. And I'm back. The temperature in Sweden right now is absolutely destroying me. Okay, so we also need these. That means we'll get the, what's it called again? Bioculture. Bioculture. So we'll get that there. And then I'm assuming we'll need something very similar here, which is true. This ain't that. This is the other bioculture. Let's say 50 here as well. So let's say we have experimental genetic data. Then we need lubricant, which is very similar to what we have here. Okay, you are kind of struggling with this. I think we need to do that. Okay, yeah, we do need to do that. Okay. That's definitely an upgrade. Let's take this here. This will be biomechanical resistance data. Which needs lubricant. It needs 2 of these. This needs to be experimental biomass. And this needs to be biomechanical data. Your output will be very similar to this, yeah. I'm just gonna do that. So let's see here. Meanwhile, we can prep these. Anything else that we want to research while we're at it? Maybe efficiency module. Maybe this as well. Just gonna queue up a couple of things here. So we might as well unlock it. Okay. Back up here then. What are you struggling with here? Okay. Not struggling too much. They're not actually breaking anything, which is very good. I like that. Did we upgrade all this wall? Yeah, I guess we did. And this one up here as well. Yeah, okay. That's very good. That is very good. Let's take a look here. We have 79k wall left to upgrade. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Biomechanical resistance data. Biomechanical resistance data. There we go. This will make us 50. And you need 80, so we need to double this up. There we go. I did put this out, yeah, I did. These two are not needed. You are doing your thing. You are basically doing your thing. And we're slowly getting rid of all the other stuff. I'm surprised that we only have 800 biosludge. Let's put this on 400. We can absolutely send all of that in there and be done with it. We are lacking belts now because small motors, and we're lacking small motors because yeah, okay, it's just gonna send. And it's been waiting for a while. So it should be sending that soon, TM. So then we have that. Now we need biochemical resistance data, which needs vitalic acid. And we need to make that in a biochemical facility. We need to have an input of vitalic acid. Which means that this will be built down here. And we'll need this to go there. This needs the spice. No, this is the incorrect recipe. This needs experimental biomass only. Let's do 50. So you need vitalic acid as an input as well. Well, let's see how many we get from this to start with. Let's see how many we got to start with. Okay, and that has now been sent, so our belt should be coming soon. How are we doing with insight? Pretty well. Even with biological insight. Is there not a simulation with all 4? There is. One, two, three. I think you need a you need a quantum supercomputer for this, which we do not have yet. So I'm gonna stick with this, since we have a ton anyway. Okay. A ton might have been slightly exaggerated. And I think thermal fluid is one of the reasons why it's slightly exaggerated. We just don't have that much. This we have a ton of. We just can't convert it quickly enough. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm very seriously considering doing that differently. Did I say I needed 80? Yeah, I did. So this here will just take vitalic acid in there. And then I need to take this here again. And put this here so we can handle the waste product. You already got a bunch of your stuff. You're gonna also output okay. You're gonna output this. And junk data cards. And biochemical resistance data. So it doesn't have 100% chance to get a biochemical resistance data. Right. Well, we'll have that as well. I'm looking at the incorrect thing. Now we need biocombustion data. And biocombustion data probably is made like this. In a thermodynamics facility. Yes. It's extremely similar to this. So take this. But we don't take those in there. So this will be biocombustion resistance data. Which needs data cards. This and experimental biomass. Maybe 50, let's say. And then you need this. Let's make the assumption a nice save. Let's make the assumption that this is at least semi-similar in terms of the amount we need. So we need 2,000 per minute. This makes way more than that. So that's fine. This will output experimental biomass instead of junk data cards. So let's take that. This will output biocombustion resistance data. We'll do that. Okay, this is way too much as well. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. It's fine. I swear I will build proper ratios at some point for these. How are we doing with this? I mean, you are doing your thing. Unfortunately, your thing is not delivering it up here. Gonna turn that off for now. So the bioscrubber. This is something that requires steel, glass, and coal, and vitalic acid. This is also something we can make on Novice. This is also something we can make on Novice. Which I would be inclined to do. Maybe I should not put space rail on Novice. That doesn't make much sense. So it needs 3 inputs. One, 2, 3. And then a loading station that we'll put up here. No. New. So I think we can reuse something like this to make a bioscrubber. But you don't output anything like this. You just output normally. And we'll need to move this up 1 because this needs more input belts. So we'll need to be there, and we'll need some power over there. Okay. I don't know the ratios here. I'm gonna wait for this to be constructed. And we'll see what we get out of that. Okay. We're looking at a pretty decent chunk of vitalic acid per minute, which is problematic in itself. So let's get a belt, another belt, and a third belt up here. And then we'll take this. Put that in there. And then we take this and put that in there. This needs glass, steel, and coal. Request steel. I don't think it matters which one we put where. Glass, which we didn't really need any more consumers of. And coal, which I genuinely don't know the status of right now. Let's build that out. And this will be passive provider bioscrubber, which will need a train that I will put out so that we can get that. Honestly, we can turn this back on. Yeah, you're gonna need your belt first, but this doesn't seem all too hard. We just need to build this out and make sure that it works. But I think I'm gonna end the episode here. We're almost done with Biological Science 2, which is great. You really, really needed that. It's also gonna give us another set of these. Even this, actually, another free 5% productivity on the labs, which is insanely good. I'm wondering, Singularity Lab. Okay, that's a while. But that has 8 module slots instead of 6. So that's also gonna help a ton. Nice. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you like my content, consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a really, really nice day.